Alright, so last time, we were talking about this story my dad told me, right? It was about when he was a kid, and they found this totally gross, super rotten dead body by the river. And this Master Zhang guy is like a spiritual dude. Figured out the guy was murdered and did some rituals to calm the spirit down. Then later, my dad runs into Master Zhang again, and he takes him out for lunch. They find out they actually met way back when my dad was a baby. Master Zhang tells him about this red thread on his pinky, apparently. It helps keep his soul together and lets him sense ghosts. But because my dad's seen some violent deaths and been in a haunted house, he's extra sensitive to ghosts. So Master Zhang takes my dad to check out this haunted house and the place where this kid, Doggy, used to live. They find some seriously creepy stuff going on there. On Doggy's 7th-day spirit return, his ghost shows up and tries to scare my dad. Master Zhang says Doggy's just warning them to leave. Then, when they're walking home, they get trapped in this weird ghost loop, like a freaky illusion. Master Zhang says they're not just trapped, but the ghost is messing with their heads, trying to trick them. Master Zhang tells my dad to do something to break the spell, like he has to pee in a certain way, which is already weird. But when he does it, he ends up all alone by the river where Doggy drowned, and Master Zhang is just poof gone. Man, I didn't even have my pants up, and thump I'm on my ass, sitting on the ground. And I don't even have a candle, so I'm totally alone and helpless in this pitch black darkness. If anything wants to jump me, now's its freaking chance. The sky was actually pretty clear that night, not many clouds, so I could kinda see what was going on with the moonlight. Before I closed my eyes to take a leak, I was right there at the Li family's front gate, and Master Zhang was behind me. But then I opened my eyes, and bam, I'm somehow at the river where they found Doggy's body. The river's all sparkly and clear looking, but it stinks like rotten meat. I'm kicking myself so hard right now. If only I'd listened to my dad and stayed home, none of this crap would have happened. I'm yelling out Master Zhang's name, hoping he's somewhere around and can hear me. Come rescue me. But I'm shouting for 3 minutes straight, and nothing. Then I'm like, screw saying his whole name. It's too much effort, so I just start yelling help, hoping someone hears me. Then, slowly, I start feeling like there's eyes on me, staring at my back. I'm getting seriously creeped out, almost about to cry. Who's there? Come out, stop hiding. I'm yelling, all whiny and scared. Then I feel someone breathing on my neck again. That ice-cold feeling comes back, and that red string's tightening up again. I'm about to turn around and see what the hell's going on. And then, Master Zhang's words pop into my head. When it's dark, don't look back. What's behind you ain't human. So I fight that urge to turn around and see what's up. That red string shrinking. That means something's definitely here. No, behind me. And if I freak out, I'm totally screwed. I took a deep breath, tried to chill my brain, and then my right hand bumps into something. I pick it up. It's spirit. Money. I look around, and there's a bunch of burnt incense and half-burnt candles on the ground. Too bad I don't have a lighter. Those candles would have come in handy. I feel around again, and I find this half-burnt piece of paper with writing on it. I use the moonlight to read what it says. To my beloved son, Doggy, right after Doggy died, his family came to the river to pay respects. This must be where they did it. The rest of the paper's burnt, but I'm guessing it's a letter from Doggy's mom. She probably can't write, so she got someone else to do it. Wait a minute, could Doggy be the spirit that brought me here? Is he trying to tell me something? That's why he led me here. Doggy, is that you? My voice echoes through the quiet night. By the river, after I yell, that ice-cold feeling slowly disappears, and I can move my legs again. It's gotta be Doggy. He can't show himself, so he's breathing on my neck to get my attention. Doggy, you got something on your mind. If you do, bro, I'll do anything for you, even if it means going through hell. Then I feel that cold breeze move from my back to my right hand, and Doggy's mom's letter starts shacking like crazy. Doggy's mom's letter. Are you worried about your mom? No one taking care of her after you're gone. Is that why you can't move on? If I'm right, make the letter. Stop shacking. And just like that, the letter stops. Doggy really can't leave his mom alone. Doggy, you can rest easy, man. I'll take care of your mom like she's my own, I swear. I'll treat her right, so you don't have to worry. I didn't even finish my sentence. I feel this huge hand grab my back. Oh, I jumped out of my skin, totally freaked, and spun around to see what the hell was going on. Hey, relax, it's just me. Master Zhang standing there, sweating like crazy, like he ran all the way here. Holy crap, you scared the crap out of me, even though I'd already peed myself once. I felt another warm trickle down my leg. Damn, I just peed myself again. I finally breathed a sigh of relief when I saw it was Master Zhang, and asked him where he went, why he left me alone, and his answer, it totally gave me the chills. He said, after he broke the spell, he found himself in Lin San's haunted house, the one where he hanged himself. He was standing on a chair, with a noose hanging right in front of him. If he'd woken up any later, he'd have been the next one hanging there. Man, when he snapped out of it, Master Zhang was pissed and freaked out at the same time. Freaked cause I wasn't there. Worried something happened to me. Pissed cause those ghosts in that haunted house were way too bold, trying to mess with him. Usually, Master Zhang's super calm and collected, but this time he totally lost it. He straight up ripped that noose off the beam and started wailing on that hanging beam with his willow branch like non-stop. After that, he was still fuming. So he slapped a couple of yellow talismans on it and came looking for me. They say, ghosts are scared of people. And yeah, Master Zhang was young and mad. His yang energy was through the roof, so he just walked right out of that haunted house, no problem. Once he was outside, he started searching everywhere for me, probably thinking I was dead and he'd have to explain to my grandpa. Luckily, he heard me yelling, so he followed my voice and ran like crazy, and finally found me by the river. I told Master Zhang all about Doggy, and he put his willow branch away. He was thinking if Doggy had any evil intentions, he'd use his magic tools to scatter its soul, turn it to dust. But after I told him, he knew Doggy didn't mean to hurt me. He actually saved my life. From where I ended up by the river, Doggy was probably scared I'd get killed by that hanging ghost, and pulled me over there. Otherwise, I might have ended up dead in that haunted house. Master Zhang explained, and man, I couldn't hold back the tears. I never thought Doggy, even after he died, wouldn't blame me for not helping him, and was still worried about me getting killed. Doggy, you can rest in peace, man. I yelled out towards the river. Master Zhang pulled out a few talismans from his pocket, gave me some, and we burned them together. He lit the half-burnt candles on the ground again, and used the flame to set the talismans on fire. I did the same with the ones he gave me. After the talismans burned out, I saw this wisp of smoke rising from the ashes, going up to the sky. Master Zhang said that's Doggy's soul, leaving this world. And sure enough, after a while, the red string on my pinky stopped shrinking. That means Doggy's finally gone. Rest easy, bro. After everything was done, we finally got back to my place, safe and sound. We walk in, and there's your grandpa, putting on his shoes, about to head out and look for me. Master Zhang explained he got held up by some wild dogs on the way back, and that's why we were so late. Your grandpa, knowing I was all right, finally relaxed. Then he told Master Zhang to stay for dinner. I remember we had fish, meat, and even booze that night. For your grandpa, who's usually super stingy, that was a real splurge. We're chowing down on the meat, chatting with Master Zhang, and he says he's packing up his stuff tomorrow morning and heading back to his village. He'll come back in a few days to clear out that haunted house. After we ate and drank our fill, Master Zhang went back to his place to rest. Your grandpa tried to get him to stay over, but he politely declined. And me, I was totally wiped out. I crashed on the bed and zonked out. I was gonna go see Doggy's mom the next day, but either I didn't cover myself properly, or Doggy was clinging to my back too long, 'cause I caught a cold. I was stuck in bed for 3 days. When I finally got better and went to Doggy's place, I found out his mom Man, Master Zhang seriously pissed this time. Pissed? That's an understatement. He's straight up furious. Those ghosts were messing with him, like right under his nose. Master Zhang doesn't usually scatter spirits for no reason, 'cause not all of them are bad. But if they try to hurt someone, or if they've killed someone before, he ain't showing em no mercy. Like, if he thought Doggy was trying to make me his scapegoat back at the river, he'd have turned Doggy's soul into dust, without a second thought. She couldn't take the blame from her family and missing Doggy, and she hung herself from a tree outside the village. In the end, I couldn't keep my promise to Doggy. Sometimes I wonder if I hadn't gotten sick, would things have turned out different for his mom? But there ain't no ifs in this world. What's done is done, and it's too late to do anything about it. So, you better be good to your old man. Seriously, you're still on about me being a good son. Am I really that bad? The trees long for peace, but the wind never stops. A child longs to care for his parents, but they're already gone. You ever heard that saying? Relax, Dad. If you suddenly kick the bucket, I'll totally wear those funeral clothes for you. After we traded a few jokes, Dad took another big gulp of his white liquor. He was already red-faced, and then he started telling me another story. After we got back from the river, I got super sick. And when I finally got out of bed, the whole village was buzzing with rumors. First, people were saying that Lin San's haunted house was acting up again. At first, they were saying kids got spooked by ghosts passing by and came home totally spaced out, couldn't even take care of themselves. But then the rumor got twisted, and it was like the hanging ghost was looking for someone to take his place and had already killed a bunch of people. The village chief tried to shut down the rumors, but it didn't do nothing. The idea of a hanging ghost coming to collect souls had already taken root in everyone's heads. Couldn't pull it out. So they blocked off the road leading to the haunted house to keep people away. Even though Master Zhang put talismans on the beams in the haunted house, they didn't seem to hold em back completely. People with weak eyes or who were kinda psychic could still see em. Doggy's mom hanging herself outside the village made things even creepier. Even though they didn't seem directly related, the whole hanging thing kinda made people think it was the hanging ghost collecting souls. I was totally confused when I heard that. Doggy's mom never went near that haunted house, and Doggy's death was nowhere near it. No matter how I tried to connect the dots, it just didn't make sense. If you ask me, I'm more inclined to believe she killed herself cause she couldn't handle losing her son and getting yelled at by her family. It just so happened she chose to hang herself. They buried Doggy's mom next to Doggy. It's crazy how they ended up reuniting like that. And me not keeping my promise to Doggy is one of the biggest regrets of my life. Then, for some reason, the village started spreading rumors that Doggy's mom didn't kill herself. They said her mother-in-law had her strangled in her sleep, and then strung her up on a tree outside the village. The reason? The mother-in-law always thought Doggy's mom was bad luck, that she killed her husband, Doggy's dad, and then her precious grandson, Doggy. So, the mother-in-law thought Doggy's mom was like a straight-up curse, that nothing good ever happened since she came into the family. She thought if she didn't get rid of her, she'd end up killing the whole family. But just kicking her out wasn't enough, cause her son and grandson were already dead. Plus, who knew if she'd come back for revenge? So, she just went all the way. She paid some guy from out of town to kill Doggy's mom, and then made it look like she hung herself cause she missed her son too much. This rumor was so detailed, like someone actually saw the whole thing happen. At first, I didn't buy it, but then I thought, where there's smoke, there's fire. If Doggy's mom really was murdered, I felt like I had to clear her name. So, like always, I snuck out the window when your grandpa went to work. I started snooping around Doggy's place, trying to find any clues. I saw this little altar for Doggy's mom, with her picture on it, and above the picture, there was this piece of paper with a big funeral character on it. Other than that, I didn't find nothing. I was wondering if I should sneak inside, when suddenly I hear this old guy's voice behind me. "What are you doing in front of my house?" It was still daytime. I could have turned back, but when I turned around, I saw it was Doggy's grandma. She was looking at me with a frown, thinking I was some kind of thief. Caught off guard, I couldn't think of an excuse, so I just kind of stuttered. But then she recognized me, said I was Doggy's friend, and her frown went away. "Hey, aren't you the kid who always played with my grandson? What are you doing here?" My brain started racing, like I couldn't tell her I was looking for evidence. That she killed Doggy's mom, right? I glanced at the altar and just made something up. I heard Doggy's mom passed away. I wanted to come and burn some incense for her. When she heard I was there to burn incense for Doggy's mom, her face turned kind of sour, like she didn't think Doggy's mom deserved any incense. That reaction made me even more suspicious. Did she really have Doggy's mom killed, like the rumors said? She just tossed me 80 incenses over there. Burn as much as you want. Honestly, why waste incense on someone like her? And went back inside. After Grandma left, I went over to the altar, grabbed 3 incense sticks, lit them up on the candles, and both 3 times, real respectful. I stuck the incense in the burner, and in my head, I was like, if you really were murdered, help me find the killer. And then, out of nowhere, Grandma's standing right behind me again. How does she walk so quiet? I turned around and saw she was holding a bowl of porridge and some buns. "Kid, you came to burn incense so early in the morning. Did you have breakfast? If not, have some of this." She put the food on the table next to me and told me to come eat. I was thinking, is she trying to poison me because she knows I'm looking for the truth? I did skip breakfast this morning, and my stomach was growling. After she mentioned it, I walked over, kinda nervous, but the porridge and buns smelled so good. I couldn't resist. Grandma saw me hesitate and laughed. "Don't be shy. It ain't poisoned. Eat up." That hit the spot. I grabbed the bun, checked it out. Didn't seem like it was poisoned, so I just went for it. Seriously, you're so greedy. You can't resist food. What if it was poisoned? Look at me. I'm doing just fine, ain't I? Grandma looked at me shoveling down the food and had this real loving look on her face. She smiled and said, "Slow down, kid. You'll choke." And wouldn't you know it, I did choke on a big piece of bun. I was coughing like crazy, trying to get it out, and she was patting my back, all worried, saying, See, eat slow. No one's gonna seal it." After a while, the bun finally popped out, and I stopped coughing. Grandma looked at me and sighed, said if Doggy was still alive, he'd be the one eating breakfast with her. She wondered what kind of bad karma she had in her past life to lose her son and grandson at her age, and blamed it all on that jinx. I asked her if she hated Doggy's mom, and she straight up said, "Hate? I don't just hate her. I despise her. She killed my son, then she killed my grandson. How am I supposed to like her?" While she was ranting, she walked over to the altar, lit some incense for Doggy's mom, and then talked to her picture. "You're all set now, leaving me with all the work. Going to see your son and husband. And me, this old lady. Who knows how long I gotta wait to see my own son and husband." After she finished talking, Grandma went back inside to do her chores. She told me to take my time eating and just leave the dishes on the table. I could kinda see a tear glistening in the corner of her eye. Honestly, I don't think she hated Doggy's mom as much as she said. If she really hated her that much, she wouldn't have burned incense for her, right? She probably wouldn't even have set up an altar.